Hello, and welcome to Sam and Max, Episode 3, They Stole Max's Brain. Now, if you've been watching the last two of this series, because this is Series 3 of the games, overall called The Devil's Playbox, this is the third installment after the Penal Zone, after the Tomb of Sam and Mac, because they are all joined together series. This one picks up where the Tomb of Sam and Mac finished, so let's get playing. Yes, I do. Yay! Da 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 da.
Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Dun dun dun!
Max? Little buddy? No, 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 no! No!
What happened?
Oh god. He means business.
Hey! What happened to Max? Talk!
Oh.
We don't know! 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then BAM! Out went the lights!
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Ooh, this is a new idea. The other games haven't had this. I'm actually looking forward to this now because Angry Sam looks fun.
Actually, I think it was more of a...
You lie! Why are you lying?
We're not lying! Someone snuck up on us and knocked us out!
How do you think we wound up on the floor like that?
Post-orgy.
What else can you tell me?
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us.
Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Ooh, nice.
Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time.
Go ahead, put us out of our misery.
Since we've lost the devil's toy box, we might as well be dead anyway.
Too easy. Keep talking.
Well, that's about it.
Can we go now? The apocalypse is at hand, and we've got plans to make.
What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know.
1 second we were guarding the devil's...
Then BAM! Out went the lights.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Really? Because I distinctly heard it more like a bam.
Anyway, someone knocked us out with a booming and or bamming sound, and,
Well, that's the last thing we...
yeah. Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time. I certainly didn't see anything interesting, no siree, but...
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah, just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
Obadiah, why didn't you do anything?
I was afraid. Afraid that he'd remove my brain, too.
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
God damn it!
Of course. He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen.
I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers. Now, go get 'em.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks.
Max isn't dead. He can't be dead. I dislike how his head, the open flash in his head
General
is turned into
Skunky.
another mouth.
I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain ever since he found out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break.
Oh, it's him.
Oh, ugly. You're one of Skunk Ape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkapi since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries.
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember when you and your partner defeated my leader, the magnificent General Skunkapi, by trapping him in the penal zone?
Oh yeah, that. So?
As I was saying, since Skunkapi's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a science spinner. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job, more suited to a space ape of a certain age. But enough about me. You should... Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged into the ins and outs of this... Are you trying to threaten me with that?
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
it doesn't work on
You are
this.
aware that my ultra-dense space gorilla hide renders me impervious to your puny earth bullets, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
Where
did I.
were we?
Okay.
Where's Skunk Ape?
I already told you. I don't know. I haven't seen I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries. Anyhow, since Skunkapi's imprisonment, I've abandoned violence for a career as a science spinner. It's a very fulfilling...
Then what?
But enough about me. You should... Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged into the...
Rat? What rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Veni and Vidi in the Latin Quarter.
Frankie the Rat. The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my boxers. Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in this city.
Okay, I already love this game because it's Angry Sam and a lot more darker. It's a rat wearing a leather jacket. Of course he's going to be bad.
Hey, Rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back. Spill! I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and Todesnacks. Where?
I know who that
Hey,
is.
take
That's
it easy,
Jurgen.
big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Frankie the Rat helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
It's gonna be Jurgen from the train in the last game. I suspect. Okay, maybe not.
Oh! Ah!
You, foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown! How thrilling!
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah,
Dirty lion rat.
you know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and
Then what?
I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was a Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg. Might have been more of an Ödeler Spuckenfreund.
Ultra super color what now?
The Weltraumliebebach Zauberkrieg. My people's word for a stunning battle between a strangely garbed man and an alien space gorilla carrying a brain in a jar. So, where was I? Oh, yes! After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and ipple-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaken.
It's a strange land, all right. Strange and dark and twisted
Please stop! I'm already ipple-skippled enough.
and... Sorry.
De nada. Anything else? People in this country are so intense!
I would be tense too if my friend's brain had been stolen.
The tourists seemed like just another victim circle in the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth.
Let's go see Frankie the Rat. He knows something.
Frankie, what do you know?
I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah, poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and Todesnacks and whatnot. I was almost done helping the guy, see? When BAM! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunk ape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach with the jellyfish on the water skis. Anyways, so I grabbed the tourist and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain.
You lie!
Hey, Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. So now what?
Now I leave.
You're welcome.
You better stay there. Why do I have the urge to smoke? I haven't had the urge to smoke, but I've watched too many like black and white noir films, and they're always like smoking in dark alleys. I either need this or something like alcohol.
I'm back! Now, where's Skunk Ape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkapi since... I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the...
Hurry it up!
Since Skunkapi's imprisonment, I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner.
You lie!
No, it's true! I've abandoned a life of violence and conquest for an honest, peaceful job as a sign spinner. See?
Ah, yes, so, where were we?
Enough about me. You should... Yes, the rat. He certainly seems plugged into the ins and outs of this gloriously filthy metropolis.
But where's Skunk Ape?
I already told... I don't know. I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed...
Unjustly. Don't make me chortle. When you get right down to it, we all deserve to get tossed into the penal zone. You, me, the guy who delivers your deep dish pizzas, all of us, bubbling over with sin and corruption and...
Is there a point to this, or are you just trying to get me depressed?
Sorry, just thinking out loud. Where were we?
As I was saying, since Skunkapi's imprisonment, I've abandoned violence for a career as a sign spinner.
Reevaluating your life choices? What does that even mean?
Skunkapi's defeat made me take a really hard look at myself. Honestly, is there anything more pathetic than a middle-aged space gorilla waving his blaster around the galaxy like some kind of teenager?
How about a dead partner?
The only way to break the cycle was to just walk away. Now I have a wonderful job as a sign spinner and a girlfriend in the village, and I don't even have to shoot anyone.
How nice for you.
But enough about me. Yes, the rat.
Rats? The whole world's full of rats. All of them clawing each other's eyes out to get off this sinking ship called life.
That's quite disturbing and sad.
No.
I won't stop until I get the guy who...
I know he's got some information. And in order to get it, I'm gonna have to break him.
But where's Skunk Ape?
I don't... I'll never forget his final terrified...
What happened?
Since Skunk... I've abandoned violence for a career as...
You can't reevaluate your way out of fate, chump. We're all headed for a pine box and a boilerplate eulogy.
You possess a very depressing world.
It comes with the territory when someone cuts out your...
But enough about me. Yes, the rat. Hey, don't you want to know about our baby iguana sale?
No baby iguanas today.
Frankie lied to me about helping that tourist. I hate it when punks lie to me. Frankie, what do you know?
I was given directions to a confused...
To the museum?
Yeah, poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all...
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation. The nerve of some people, trampling a rat's God-given...
You want a lawyer? Here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town, but I was just winding him up, really. Hey, ask me, the schmuck deserved it. Acting all high and mighty and European, wearing his fancy socks. When the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cubes. After the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here. And that's all I know, honest. Ask anybody. They'll vouch for all...
Enough!
So, the tourist was lying. He didn't tell me he picked something up. Back to the dark alley I go.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time. And speak slowly. I'm an American.
As I said before, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the... You know, back in Europe, I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful.
You lie!
You're right, it was more like 57 minutes ago. Yeah, but you American police are sticklers. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help, when all of a sudden at least I think it was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. It might have been more of an Ödeler Spokenfreundl affair, but I digress.
Liar!
Nein, nee, it really was a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg, but more like a kleine Welt. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and You know what else? I'm starting to think that this is...
Don't play innocent with me, metric lover. The rat saw you pick up something after the fight. Now spill!
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight. I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington? Who the heck is Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me. You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Finally, a clue. Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Fortunately, it didn't need to.
And that's where our story ends for today. Maybe tomorrow I will find the truth. Thank you for watching.